Thanks for your time, everyone, and keep up the great work. Hey there, I just had a Zoom meeting with my team. Since the pandemic started, virtual working arrangements have now become the norm for almost half of the global workforce. At Local SEO Search, we've been working remotely since 2013. If you're struggling to manage your team remotely, let me help you. Hi, I'm John Vong, the owner of Local SEO Search. When I started my company, I didn't want to have to pay for costly office space. So we started out working entirely remotely, and it worked out for us. So I have continued with that working arrangement for the last 8 years. As our company grew, there were challenges. Working remotely isn't always easy, but I've learned to adapt and figure out how to best manage a team that I don't get to see every single day. If you are struggling with your management style, let me share with you my 7 best practices for managing your team remotely. Have a daily or weekly check-in. You need to see your team and your team needs to see you. Depending on the size of your team, you can check in daily with key members or set up more structured weekly calls. I find it's best to schedule these so I don't forget. You can do face-to-face with video calling over Zoom, voice call, or simply chatting through a platform like Skype. This is the best way to discover challenges or convey priority tasks. Make yourself available. Having a chat platform really helps for more simple requests that don't seem to make sense for email or video calls. Number 2, communicate a lot. One of the hardest things about working from home, especially if you're used to an office environment, is the sense of loneliness and isolation. Imagine you are used to seeing your coworkers every single day before the pandemic started, and now you're all alone at your desk without anyone to talk to. The office wasn't always just about work. We made friends and told jokes too. Now that is missing. That's why it goes without saying you should be in regular communication with your team. Treat it like the office environment. Check in, chat with them. Not always about work either. Number 3, take advantage of technology. Today, technology plays an important part in almost all aspects of our daily life, especially in communication. Communication like text messages, calls, and emails are just a few buttons away. Since your job is to keep your team connected, look into tools like Zoom, Slack, or Microsoft Teams. These are great for collaboration and connection. Play around and find the tools that work for you and your team. Technological advancements in the field of communication are boundless. The better the tools are, the more you will feel connected to your team. It will make it easier for them to communicate with you and other members of the team. And most of these tools are free. Number 4, manage expectations. Managing expectations applies to both you and your employees. Help your team figure out what tasks they should be doing and create realistic expectations for their work so they can be efficient. Help your team understand that in order to achieve the company's goal, there should be a clear understanding of the designated task given to everyone and the purpose behind it. That means from the scope of the work, deadlines, and output for each task the team is working on. Otherwise, don't be surprised if a few days from now you find yourself wondering what everyone has been doing. Which brings us to number 5. Focus on outcomes, not activity. Let's be realistic. As a manager, you won't be able to manage every aspect of the work done by a remote team. And with that said, you shouldn't force yourself to manage every aspect of any team's work, especially when your team is distributed across the globe. Don't dwell too much on activity or hours worked. Don't pressure your employees. Appointments happen. Slow days happen. This stuff also happened in the office. Your team knows what they are doing and what their tasks are. Instead of focusing on ensuring they are glued to their desk, focus on deliverables. As long as they are able to produce, good quality output and on-time submission, there shouldn't be a problem, right? Trust them and they will become your best employees. Number 6, supply your team with resources. If you have a team of remote workers, then it's already a given that they need tools like a laptop or computer, software, mobile devices, or a high-speed internet connection. Not all of your workers have the means to provide those things, and as a manager, it is your responsibility to be able to provide it to them, especially if you really badly need workers to get the job done. You can think of it as an investment because your workers will also help the company achieve success. Number 7, be flexible. The pandemic has forced us all to rethink our priorities. People want flexible work hours and want to spend more time with their family and friends. Of course, this is not an excuse for not getting things done. It can be a reason to reconsider and think of ways to help our employees have a better balance. Trust your employees, listen to their requests, and negotiate for a win-win agreement. Give them the freedom and flexibility so that they can get the work done on a schedule that helps them be the most productive. Trust me, it can be of great help for you and your team in the long run. Working remotely is an adjustment. It can be challenging at first, but the more you do it, the better we get at it. And I find my employees are happier working from home because they spend less time and money commuting and more time with the ones they love. Each of the tips I mentioned falls into the category of simple but not easy. They each require time, attention, and consistency. You won't become great at all of them overnight. However, equipped with the right knowledge and strategy, your company will definitely benefit and your team will be thankful to you. How have you found managing your team remotely? What tools and tips have helped you manage your team? Share your thoughts down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit that bell button, and let's grow together.